Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. It is a beautiful day in Kansas, gloomy with some rain, gotta love it. It's been heat index of over 100 degrees for the past week. We haven't had rain in like 2.5 weeks now. We got the drill all hooked up today. We got a 1/4 inch of rain this morning, and it's kind of misty out right now, picking up a little bit, and then it's supposed to pick up again this afternoon. But this should be no problem for the drill. It's actually be good to be soft up the ground. We should get really good seed to soil contact, but it shouldn't tear anything up or bog anything down. So guys, coming over here, first thing we've got, this whole pallet's full of mineral. This is the 710 Deer Mineral. Really like this stuff. If you look at the analysis, there's only a maximum amount of 73% salt, which if you go to any other salt lick, mineral lick, trophy rock, any bag stuff you buy at Walmart, if you look at like the breakdown, it's always like 98% salt. So we got 10 bags of this. Below that, we got 10 bags of this roasted rack attract, which is another mineral blend, but it's more of an attractant. Like I said, there is some minerals in it, so it will last. But my plan is to do a base of the 710 and then sprinkle this stuff on top and kind of mix it together. This stuff will get the deer coming to it quickly, and they'll blow right through this stuff. But then hopefully the 710 mineral will keep them around for weeks or months to come. I believe this whole pallet is their Bounty Hunter mix, which is kind of their little cheaper, little simpler mix. I do this in kind of like my secondary plots, not necessarily the plots that we hunt a lot, but just ones I want to do something a little bit different, and it's a little bit cheaper, and just gives a little bit of variety. In this stuff we have wheat, oats, winter peas, crimson clover, purple top turnips, and winter rapeseed. So it's got basically everything you want. It just doesn't have several different varieties like this mix over here has. This stuff right here is the ace in the hole. This stuff is the bee's knees, as you say. This is their legacy. This stuff has so many different kinds of seeds in it. It's probably the most diverse blend I've ever planted. An awesome, and I love the sound of the mix. I love the idea of the mix. Hopefully this is a good sign. There is a little more rain in the forecast. Not super promising, but it's August 16th now. Happy birthday to my mom if you're watching this. I know you are. We're going to get the first stuff in the ground. We have a ton of stuff to plant. We're not going to get it all done today, so I figured we'll at least get 3 or maybe 2, 3, 4 plots done with this moisture, and then the rest of it we'll plant later in the week. We're going to get this stuff loaded up in the old Great Plains cedar over here. We'll show you how we adjust it, and we'll get the planting. Go. Figured it all out with how many mixes and percentages and stuff, and I did at number 40. This is the Great Plains drill. I usually like to go past the number and then back to it. Gonna make sure it doesn't get stuck, hung up somewhere. But then on the dry box here, on the gearbox, I actually did 3, which I think is the only food plot seed I've ever used where I did the 3 on the dry box, which this is a lot of seed. We're drilling 100 pounds per acre, which is the most you'll ever plant, at least I've ever done. It might be a little on the heavy side, but that's what they recommended, so that's what I'm going to do. But it's a lot of seed. So we got 1,000, or no, what do we got? Yeah, we got 500 pounds worth of seed in the hopper. We're going to go up and do a 4-acre field. I should have about 100 pounds of seed left when I'm done. Of course, we'll see. But the mist is starting to turn into kind of like a little bit of a rain, so we're going to hurry up and get after it. Cody's going to meet me up on top of the hill, on top of the world, and we'll show you guys what it looks like up there. Hey guys, how's it going? We're up right here up on top. I've already got like 4 or 5 rows done. I did some just to knock it down so we have a place to stand. Cody's been over there getting the mineral station all set up. I'll throw a clip of that if he filmed it. And as well as trimming some trees around the blind or whatever. But here we are. It's looking really good. As you can see, this is all stuff I've already ran over and knocked down, and this is stuff that's untouched still. The corn grew pretty well. This is dwarf corn, so I wasn't expecting. I feel like this is about as tall as it's supposed to get. The ears were kind of disappointing, I would say. I picked a few for you guys. I'm not a corn guy at all, so I don't know why. If maybe it's just because that's what dwarf corn does, or maybe I don't do soil samples. I don't put fertilizer, so it could just be something like that. But here's some of the ears that's producing that are out there. you know, I don't know. It's something, I guess. Here's one of the better ones I found. But regardless, if you look below the corn, you'll see awesome soybeans. They're about over my waist, so probably about my belly button, but that'd be about nipple for most people. Real lush, real green, lots of flowers. Here's one that I ran over. So I just kind of stripped the leaves off it. And I don't know if you guys can see or not, but lots of flowering on there on the stalk. So I do expect a pretty good bean yield. But that's the beauty about this system is it doesn't really matter if we get beans or not, because there should be so much greenery and winter food that's coming up in this mix right now that even if every soybean in here dies, it won't be that big of a deal. Luckily, they won't all die. If you look over here, stuff I've already ran over, you knock down about 50%, but then I would say another 15 to 20% that you knock down, like some of this stuff, is going to come right back up. Like, you know, this plant right here, I didn't kill. You know, as soon as you get a little bit of rain, some hot days, they're all going to, so I'd say most of the stuff knocked down does come up. And the stuff you kill, that's all right. Beans decompose really fast. So all the stuff that's really stomped into the ground, with this moisture, within a week or two, this stuff would just be disintegrated. That's going to give this mix here a nice shot of fertilizer to start their stuff. So the beans and the corn that you do kill, it's no big deal, because you're just putting it right back into the soil. Here I do set my drill pretty shallow for most mixes, especially something like this, because it's got a lot of those bulb seeds and even stuff like cereal grain. That stuff you can basically broadcast and it'll grow. So like I don't drill it super deep, like less than 1/4 inch. Just to germinate it fast, and then that gives those little seeds enough energy to actually make it out of the soil. So I'm going to keep going. It's still kind of nasty, and we haven't really got any rain, but it's just been a heavy mist since we started this. Like I said, they are calling for like 3 or 4 more hours of rain this afternoon. I'd love to get on there 1/4 inch or so, or more, but if we can get a 1/2 inch of rain today, that'd be amazing. So I'm going to try to get as much as I can today in. Catch you when something else exciting happens. So thanks for watching. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm filming on my iPhone today. We just got a big rainstorm this morning, and so I decided it was not calling for it at all the last couple of days, and then I woke up this morning to some rain like at 7:30 in the morning. So I kind of got out, checked the radar. We ended up getting about a 1/2 inch of rain. Looked at the forecast, and it's supposed to be starting again here in a little bit for the rest of the evening. So I wasted no time. I waited for it to stop raining a little bit. I hopped in the tractor, got the drill up here. Like this ground's real wet, real moist. But just started planting. I want to show you guys kind of like a view from what I see when I plant. You know, this is a heritage food plot behind me. We are going back through with the legacy. We're planting green. This is kind of a new thing for a lot of people, but we've had extreme success with it. So as you can see, this is what I've already gone. I'll go out there and show you guys a little bit, but it's definitely knocked back, but you can see it's already starting to stand back up. But you do kill some of the more mature plants. And this is what I'm driving through right here. And this is untouched. So I'm just running right through it with the drill. And what that does is it, actually I'm gonna hop out. It might be a little windy, but we'll see. I'm gonna hop out of the tractor and show you guys. I'm trying to kind of block the wind with the tractor best I can. It's getting breezy out here. But as you guys can see, a lot of this stuff, this is the sun hemp. A lot of this milo, I've already ran over this, and this never even get hurt. I'm sure I've knocked some down like this, but even these will probably still mature and head out, and they're already headed out, so I'm sure they'll mature. Here we got some millet that's already mature, basically mature. I've been kicking up a lot of doves that are coming in eating that. Some more milo, soybeans. These are, I believe, this is either the lab or the cow peas. I'm not sure. But they should be, no, those aren't soybeans. There's soybeans in here somewhere. I don't know, here we go. Here's some soybeans. You can see the deer. This is actually a great representation why it's so hard to find the soybeans. The deer are absolutely hammering them. There are some flowers starting. They're trying to put pods on, but the deer are just munching them away. Really good, successful food plot. Everything is, the sunflowers, I would consider milos pretty much, sunflowers are done. They're all headed out. They're getting crushed right down on the ground, but deer actually still eat them, and the birds will eat them and stuff like that. But they're just kind of helping to build the soil at this point. The millet is all the way done. The milo is just starting to turn color, so that'll be done here in a couple weeks. What I didn't crush, but even the stuff I did crush, I'm sure it'll still, you know, turn red and whatever. The sun hemp is getting all flowered out. I'm not even sure if that produces anything. I'm not really sure what it does, except for it's just tall and pretty and definitely adds some mass to the whole mix. So if you're coming in with the good old Great Plains here with the Legacy mix, which Legacy mix I've showed you earlier in the video is an awesome mix. And basically it's actually more diverse as this food plot, but a fall version. So it's got a lot more of your cereal grains and your bulbs and your clovers, and it's also got winter peas in it. So it's got like 12 different things, I think. So that is that. I'm gonna get back to work. I didn't bring the big camera today because I wasn't really thinking about filming, and I don't want to bounce around the tractor all day. You know, it's really kind of too wet for someone to be driving up here in the truck. So I just figured I'd take out my phone, film you guys a little update here, kind of in the middle of this video, and we'll get back to it. Hey guys, how's it going? We were back same day as we were doing El Diablo, planting Legacy in here. Yes, but this is not a heritage food plot. This is a bona fide food plot, as you guys can see. Hopefully it's not too noisy. It's all corn and soybeans. Soybeans here look really good. A lot of browse pressure. We planted this food plot in one other spot, top of the world, and we had a whole video about it. And that one that came up okay. The beans are pretty comparable. I would say the beans here are actually a little bit better. But the big difference is the corn. In observation, the corn looked very similar to this, but we're only getting like an ear, like a small ear. Like, I don't even know if I can find a small ear here. Like, you know, like only maybe like a 4 to 6 inch ear, real skinny. And a lot of them didn't even like have ears, or like if they didn't have much corn on them. So I was just like, whatever, it might just be the plot, or it might just be the mix, or maybe it wasn't good corn, or maybe just, you know, I don't do soils tests, I don't do soil samples, so it's probably on our end, but I was just kind of like, whatever. But coming up here, and we're still, if you look behind me, we call this observation. We are on the very top of the top of the top. I mean, you can see for miles around in all directions. So this is not ideal soil. This is just pure pasture ground that we've made into a food plot over the past couple of years. But to come and look at some of these corn stalks, and I mean, for a food plot, that is not a bad ear of corn. And there's one on this stalk, there's one on that stalk, there's one on this stalk, there's a good one right here. I mean, every single one I'm going to, here's one that's fallen off the ground, must fall off the stalk next to it. Every single stalk I've looked at, or 90% of them, have had good solid ears of corn. Obviously, this isn't your grain corn that you're going to have in your lowlands that you know, harvest for money. But here's one that broke open. But, you know, a solid piece of corn. So that's awesome. Again, we're going back through with this Legacy mix, and I'm super excited about it. Don't have the big camera, using my iPhone again. Wasn't really planning on filming, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but the ground is very wet. We've been raining on and off all morning. We've got about ½ inch of rain, so we didn't want to drive the trucks around, tear stuff up, but just coming right through the middle. And like, it's knocking a lot of the corn stalks down, but they're already done anyway, so it doesn't really matter that they're knocked down. And the beans are popping right back up. As you guys can see, the beans look great. So that's all for this one. I'm gonna get back to work and catch you guys later. All right, guys, how's it going? Trying to keep it kind of quiet because we're in one of our best food plots at the moment, our best locations. Never always the best food plot, but and it's getting dark. Deer are gonna start coming in, so we're gonna make this kind of quick. But we're out here checking cameras, putting out mineral stations. I think we're about 5 days, maybe 6 days from when we planted this field. This used to be an old clover plot, and there's still clovers kind of was getting patchy. As you can see, there was a lot of weeds growing up in it. So when I came in here, brush hogged it, and I came back in with the drill, planted Stratton Seed Legacy. It's their premium fall blend. This year, we got this in about August 16th, I think, or something like that. Right in the middle of August. Came through, brush hogged it, came back through, planted it, came back through, sprayed it. Roundup, Glossophyte. People say you need to wait before you spray, or you need to spray then wait before you plant. You can spray, plant the same day. You can plant, spray the next day. This was planted and then came back through the next day just because I was running out of time, and we had unexpected rain, so we had some good moisture in the ground. I wanted to get the seed in the ground. Then I came back the following day and actually sprayed it. So, and you'll see here in a second, didn't hurt it at all. This is one of the only spots that's bare. Like I said, there's a lot of debris in here, so I'm sure it came up everywhere. This is just one spot where I can show you guys. All right, guys, so looking at this about 6-8 foot stretch right here, but I'm seeing really good germination. I'm seeing a lot of these little, almost look like four-leaf little clovers. I don't think it is clover though. I do believe that's probably your bulbs, your radishes, turnips, that kind of stuff. It's stuff's so small. I'm not really good at it, but looking on, I'm also seeing what looks like little blades of grass, which will obviously be your rye, your wheat, your oats, your triticale. It's got all of it in this mix. This mix is so diverse, it's so awesome. But this is looking really, really good. And even as I look like further and further away, anytime I can see a drill mark, I'm seeing fresh green come up. We did get a rain a couple days. It rained the day I planted it, and we got another like half-inch rain a couple days after. So really high hopes for this. This is down the bottom. It's really shaded. It should hold the moisture in pretty good. The ground isn't wet, but it's not dry. Like if you get down low, it's still kind of, there's a little bit of moisture in there. No more rain for the next week, but after that, they've got 3 or 4 days in the forecast, so fingers crossed we get some more rain. And if we get one more good rain, this stuff should explode for sure. So really happy with this. I wasn't even expecting to film this video. We came in here to do a mineral video, which may or may not already be up depending on when we put this one up. But I stopped in and said, oh, I was actually pulling egg. Oh, we should check for germination. I got out of the truck. I was like, oh my goodness, we got to film this. So Stratton Seed Legacy Mix. Awesome. We'll be filming a lot more of this in the upcoming weeks. I planted it in a lot of different food plots. This was one of the first ones I planted, and this is where I am today. I'm actually leaving tomorrow to go back to Alaska. Cody plans on, the man behind the camera, filmer and editor Cody, will be out here in probably about a week, checking on this one or maybe some other ones or whatever, several different ones where we planted this legacy mix to give you guys an update. But for that, but until then, that is all. Like if you haven't, subscribe if you're not, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. How's it going, everybody? A little bonus clip for this video. I was supposed to be on a plane right now back to Alaska, but the weather was so bad in Dallas, they basically told me to reschedule my flight till tomorrow. So last night we looked at that field we call deer fields. It was real low on the bottom. We were seeing really good germination, but there wasn't anything else really growing. I had sprayed that whole field, mowed it, sprayed it here. We're up here at top of the world. Film here a lot. It's the complete opposite. This is way up on top of the hill, tallest hill in like a couple mile radius. And I want to come up here. I had some time this morning now to see the germination rate up here, because up here way more direct sunlight, way more evaporation. It's way harder to keep the soil moist compared to it is at like deer fields where we were earlier in the video. So I want to show you guys some close-ups because I think I forgot to do that at the last spot. I know I said I was going to, but I think we just left. But as you can see, now there's a lot more ground. This one had the bonafide mix, so it was soybeans, which are still doing pretty good, and all this stuff right here is corn. That when I came through and planted, the corn was mature. I crushed it. There's a few standing, but so this one's got a lot more ground cover. And I was just looking around a little bit, and right here is right where you can see a little bit of dirt showing. And we're seeing really a lot of little sprouts. Here's one of the wheat or oats or something like that. A bunch of little guys. So I've yet to move. I wanted to find a spot where I can so I'll probably follow this line. So this line, I'm gonna move this area right here and just see what we see. Okay. Oh yeah. So right off the bat, this dirt right here is cold and moist. If I grab a little bit, we have not had rain now in like 4 days. We didn't even get that much, and there's still not really good, but definitely moisture still in that soil. It's definitely muddy, and I can already start to see the sprouts, and these sprouts are a lot taller. I don't know if I'd say oh yeah, there's quite a bit of them. So yep, so it's looking like there's gonna be sprouts out this whole field, regardless if it's covered or not, which is the kind of the plan, how it should be. That's how, that's why we do this, because it does come up good. And having all this corn and crushed stuff like that, all this organic matter crushed on top of it, protects it from the sun, erosion, soil temperature getting super hot, just baking all the sun off of it. Protects it from wind erosion. We're in Kansas on top of a hill. I'm surprised it's not windy right now, honestly. Normally it's whipping at least like 15-20 miles an hour up here. So if you were just came here and dissed it and just fluffed up all the soil, and you would have, and the wind picked up, you'd have all your soil blow away. So this keeps it all on the ground, smashes the stuff down on top of it, keeps like a wet, moist, just like cool weather sanctuary down there, and for those sprouts, as long as those seeds have enough energy to make it up through, which it looks like they are doing just fine. So that's awesome, guys. So this will be the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're not, and we'll catch you on the next one.